leaders who have joined with me today in condemning the latest unfounded attack from my opponents. So many people have lost faith in politics and politicians, and the reason for this is due to the advertisements like the one my opponent has chosen to run. I believe that a crucial step in restoring public faith in the political process is for members of the community to band together against politically and racially divisive attack ads like the one before you. To date in this campaign, I have not spoken out publicly against the misrepresentations, distortions, and outright lies that have comprised my opponent's campaign. We have pointed out the factual errors, but until today, I prefer to discuss my agenda and my plans for Iraq, job creation, and tax relief for the middle class. The attack piece that you should all have by now represents so much that is appalling in my opponent's campaign that I decided not to stay silent. First, I'd like to make it explicitly clear that I fully support Will County control over any Peotone airport that may be built. This airport is built, it will be in Will County, and Will County, not Cook County, must have control over it. The people in the footprint should be treated fairly and kept informed of all developments, and any work must be done and performed by union contractors. My opponent has distorted my position on this continually. He heard me speak in front of the Tribune editorial board, and he heard me express my support for the Will County plan. So either he has amnesia, or he has no problem lying to his constituents in the form of these tasteless mailings. But my main objection with this attack is over its tone. There is a striking similarity between Mr. Weller's portrayal of my image and the racist propaganda used to negatively portray African Americans. In earlier eras, minstrel shows, like this image suggests, were used to perpetuate the racist stereotype of the uneducated, ever-cheerful African American who knew no better than the whites holding the strings. This ad is a role reversal of the sickest nature meant to frighten and exploit voters. This is race baiting. Furthermore, the ad shamefully uses the image of Congressman Jackson as a looming menace from Chicago in an attempt to frighten voters. Why not Mayor Daley? Why not Rob Blagojevich? Why Jesse Jackson? Again, this is race baiting, and it is wrong. This is not the first time my opponent has used divisive rhetoric in the campaign. He has in the past stated that he does not consider the African American vote important to his re-election campaign. And last week in Bloomington, he stated that any Middle Eastern male entering a community like Bloomington should expect to be racially profiled. This kind of race baiting has no place in the United States Congress and demands to be condemned in the harshest possible language. I cannot state my objection any more clearly than this. I think these attacks, and the current piece in particular, are crude attempts to divide the voters along racial lines. My opponent must publicly repudiate this ad and pledge to avoid any and all such future attacks. And now I believe we have representatives from Senator Halverson's office, as well as Chairman Walsh.
And I'll read a statement. I'll read a statement from Senator Halverson, and it says on campaign tactics, and it says, racism has no place in politics, period. I strongly encourage all candidates to avoid racially charged campaigns, end quote.
Good morning, everyone. I'm County Executive Larry Walsh, and I'm here today with John Pavich to talk about this issue. You know, it's disheartening that so many campaigns have resorted to the negative campaigning in the final days before election. At a time when we should be encouraging people to vote and give reasons why they should support a candidate, we give people more reasons to distance themselves. All you have to do is look at local papers, the Herald News, Tribune, Sun-Times, any of the others, and the number of letters to the editors that are talk about the negativity in the campaigning this year has been phenomenal. And I imagine those are only just a sample drawing of the number of letters that have come in. But in each and every one of them, the message is still the same. People have been turned off so much by mistruths and almost outright lies that have been portrayed by candidates against their opponents. We are very, very privileged in this country to have the right to elect, select, and choose, and to vote for the candidate of our choice to represent us in their respective places in government. And we abuse that by, it seems like anymore, that if you can't tell a lie about your opponent or a mistruth, then there's nothing more to tell. Instead of going out and campaigning and talking about the positives, the things that you will do, how you will run the government, how you will vote on issues, how you will work with your constituents to be accountable to your constituents, it seems like the easy thing to do is portray how bad and inexperienced your opponent is. This mailer has definitely raised an issue, and John Pavich has hit on the high points. I have met with John Pavich and have talked with John since the election, the primary election, and even before the primary election. We talked about issues that were important to Will County. We talked about issues that were important to the 11th Congressional District. And I have the utmost confidence that John Pavich, when elected, will represent Will County in its best interest, will represent the issues that are important to the voters of the 11th Congressional District, and that to portray anything other than that is truly a mistruth at its worst. So, John Pavich will do a great job in Congress. John Pavich will not be a puppet to any other entity, will not be a puppet to any other congressman. We have worked together over the last 2 years to move Will County forward in a manner that I don't believe that anybody thought we could accomplish in regards to our positioning on this third airport. We have gotten the ear of the Secretary of Transportation. We have gotten the ear of the Governor of the state of Illinois. We have gotten the ear of the FAA. And our plans and our ideas have continually moved forward in the last 2 years. And I honestly believe that John Pavich will not change that momentum or that direction any at all. So I stand here with John Pavich today and saying that this is unbelievably a position that it is unfortunate that we come down to the last hours of a campaign and a brochure of this degree is put out there. So, thank you.